Welcome back to Best Futuristic Gadgets. 300 meters above your commute right now, completely empty sky. No traffic, no signals, no road rage, no parking problem at the other end. 10 flying vehicles in this video use that empty sky. Some carry passengers autonomously, some you pilot yourself. One stands upright and you steer it with your body weight, and one doesn't fly through the air at all. It skims above the water at 300 kilometers per hour. 10 inventions, one direction, up. Let's go. Number 1. Every flying car concept eventually hits the same wall. Who's flying it, and do they have a license? The EHang EH216-S removed that wall entirely. This is a fully type-certified autonomous eVTOL, the world's first passenger-carrying aerial vehicle to receive Civil Aviation Authority approval for commercial autonomous flight. No pilot inside, no joystick, no controls for the passenger to operate. You get in, you select your destination, and the aircraft takes you there, managed entirely by EHang's ground control system and onboard automation. Twin-seat cabin, 16 rotors providing redundancy that means a single motor failure doesn't become a crisis. A flight envelope designed for urban air mobility, short hops between city points that currently require a car, a driver, and the patience for traffic. Flying cars required pilots. The EH216-S requires a destination. That distinction just opened personal air travel to everyone. Number 2. Personal flight has always required two things most people don't have: a pilot's license and a runway. The RYSE Recon just removed both. This is a single-seat eVTOL designed specifically for people who have never flown anything in their lives. 2 joysticks, intuitive inputs, automated stabilization that manages the physics so you manage the direction. The barrier to personal flight just dropped to the lowest point in aviation history. The Recon lifts off vertically from any flat surface, needs no runway, and cruises at altitudes that keep you clear of conventional air traffic and most regulatory complications. The electric powertrain is quiet, clean, and delivers instant power response that makes every input feel immediate and confident. Built for agricultural operations, emergency response, and personal transportation across terrain that roads don't exist or don't make sense. Ranches, rural properties, coastal areas, flood zones. The Recon doesn't need infrastructure. It needs somewhere to land. Real-world flight time, robust airframe, a price point positioned to reach actual buyers. Personal flight was always coming. RYSE decided it was coming now and built the vehicle to prove it. Number 3. Every eVTOL gives you a seat and a control system. The CoolFly gives you a platform and your own body. This is the world's first stand-up gravity-controlled eVTOL, a personal flight platform you stand on and steer with your body weight, the same instinctive control system that makes surfing, snowboarding, and skateboarding feel natural the moment your body learns the balance. No joystick, no pedals, no instrument panel to interpret. You lean forward to accelerate, shift your weight to turn, and the vehicle responds to your body with a directness that makes the flight feel physical rather than operated. Vertical takeoff, electric-powered, compact enough to store and transport without a hangar or a trailer. Flying used to require learning a control system. CoolFly just requires learning your own balance, which your body already knows. Number 4. This is not a vehicle, this is a human being who became an aircraft. The Jetman Jet Wing is a carbon fiber wing worn on the back, powered by 4 miniature jet turbines that turns its pilot into a self-propelled flying object capable of speeds exceeding 400 kilometers per hour at altitudes above 6,000 meters. No cockpit, no seat, no structure around you, just a wing, 4 turbines, and your body acting simultaneously as the fuselage, the control surface, and the pilot. You control pitch, roll, and yaw through physical movement. The wing executes what your body decides. Yves Rossi, Jetman, crossed the English Channel on this, flew formation with fighter jets, performed loops over the Grand Canyon, did things in the air that no other human has done under their own power. The training is extensive. The barrier is real. This is not for everyone. But the Jetman Jet Wing isn't here to be accessible. It's here to show what's possible when a human being decides that flying, really flying with nothing between you and the sky, is worth everything it takes to get there. Number 5. Jetson built one thing, a personal flying vehicle for everyone. And they actually did it. The Jetson ONE is an ultralight electric multicopter that anyone can fly, anyone can own, and delivers a flying experience so visceral and immediate it redefines what personal aviation means. 8 rotors, carbon fiber frame, a safety system that keeps flying even if multiple motors fail simultaneously. The engineering is serious. The experience is pure, uncomplicated joy. The cockpit is open. You feel the air, the altitude, the sensation of being airborne in something controlled by your own hands. No glass between you and the sky, no cabin to muffle the experience, just you, the controls, and the ground getting smaller beneath your feet. Top speed of 102 kilometers per hour, flight time purpose-built for recreational use, a learning curve measured in minutes thanks to automated stabilization that prevents the inputs that would otherwise cause problems. Jetson called it the One because it was supposed to be the first personal flying vehicle for everyone. After flying it, that name makes complete sense. Number 6. Electric aircraft compromise on range to hit their weight targets. The Pegasus E-Flyer refused that compromise and built something the category hadn't seen before. This is a fixed-wing electric personal aircraft that combines the aerodynamic efficiency of conventional aviation with an all-electric powertrain pushed further than anything in its class has previously achieved. The result is a personal flyer with real-world range, real-world cruise speed, and a flight experience that feels like an aircraft because that's exactly what it is. The airframe design is clean and aerodynamically efficient, visually striking, and built to the standards of aircraft engineering rather than consumer electronics with wings attached. Electric aviation has been promising the world for years. The Pegasus E-Flyer is one of the first to deliver it with wings and with range worth talking about. Number 7. Urban air mobility has been a concept for years. Archer's Midnight is turning it into a commute. This is a 5-seat, piloted eVTOL designed specifically for urban air taxi operations, taking off vertically from compact vertiports, transitioning to efficient forward flight, and landing 12 minutes later at a destination that would take 60 minutes by car through city traffic. Midnight's tilt rotor design uses separate lift rotors for vertical flight and a pusher propeller for cruise, maximizing efficiency in both phases, without the drag penalty that plagues single-rotor eVTOL designs during forward flight. FAA type certification process underway, operations planned for major U.S. cities as infrastructure develops, partnership with United Airlines for integration into connected travel. 5 seats, 1 pilot, rooftop to rooftop. Archer's Midnight is the air taxi that's almost ready to take your booking. Number 8. The EH216-S proved autonomous flight works for short urban hops. The EHang VT35 takes autonomous flight considerably further. This is EHang's next-generation long-range, pilotless passenger eVTOL, a tilt-rotor platform that extends the autonomous air mobility envelope from city center hops to genuine regional connections, covering distances that make the comparison to cars and trains meaningful rather than theoretical. The tilt rotor configuration provides vertical takeoff capability with the cruise efficiency of fixed-wing flight, solving the range limitation that pure multicopter designs hit at the distances where air travel starts replacing ground transportation, rather than just complementing it. Pilotless throughout, the same autonomous flight management system proven in the EH216-S scaled to a larger vehicle with extended range and passenger capacity. Ground control monitoring, redundant systems, certification pathway building on EHang's existing type certificate precedent. The EH216-S showed that autonomous passenger flight is real. The EH V35 shows how far it goes from here. Number 9. Personal air vehicles have always been either too complicated to fly or too limited to be useful. The pivotal Helix found the space between those two failure modes and built something there. This is a personal air vehicle designed around genuine daily usability, a vehicle that qualified pilots can own, fly, and use for actual transportation, rather than a recreational aircraft that stays at the airport between weekend hops. The Helix uses a coaxial rotor design that provides the vertical takeoff capability of a helicopter with a mechanical simplicity that reduces maintenance burden and operational complexity. The flight envelope is approachable enough for pilots with a sport pilot license, lowering the regulatory barrier to ownership without compromising the capability that makes the vehicle worth owning. Electric powertrain, folding rotor system for compact storage, a footprint small enough for a residential driveway when folded. The Helix is positioned at the intersection of regulatory accessibility, practical capability, and daily usability, the three requirements that every previous personal air vehicle has failed to satisfy simultaneously. Personal flight as daily transportation, not a weekend hobby. The pivotal Helix is the vehicle that finally makes that case convincingly. Number 10. Every vehicle in this video flies through the air. The Regent Viceroy flies just above the water, and that difference makes it something none of them are. This is an electric Seaglider, a wing-in-ground effect vehicle that operates in the aerodynamic cushion between its hull and the water surface, achieving aircraft-level speeds at a fraction of the altitude and energy cost of conventional flight. It doesn't need to climb, it rides the ground effect, skimming above the water with the stability of a boat and the speed of a regional aircraft. Electric powertrain, 0 emissions per trip, operational costs dramatically below both marine and air alternatives. Coastal commutes that take an hour by ferry take 12 minutes in the Viceroy. Island trips that require flights become direct water connections. It doesn't fly through the air. It flies through the space just above the water, and in that space, nothing else comes close to what it does. Thanks for watching Best Futuristic Gadgets. Subscribe and stay upgraded.